Hey there, how are you? My name is Jorge Daniel and I want to welcome you to this Power Platform Essentials video series. This is the fourth video on this series that will take you through the works on Power Platform. So far, we have created and configured a Dataverse environment, and we have discussed solutions and publishers. It is time to start looking at what we can build, and tables are our first stop. Tables are the starting point of your data model, and your data model is something you should consider very carefully, for it will determine how you can scale and secure your data. In Dataverse, you will build relational databases, and that means your tables will have relationships between them. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Just keep in mind that you need to be thoughtful about it. Before creating a new table, also consider what we saw in the last video. When you first create a database, it does not come empty. It comes with a lot of tables. Take these two rules. Number one, before creating a new table, check if maybe the table already exists. Number two, if a table does not exist, don't repurpose out-of-the-box table. To create a new table, make sure you are in your solution, then click New, Table, and you will find two options. Table from external data allows you to represent data that is stored in another system, as if it were a Dataverse table. It has a few limitations, namely with data types and security, so let's give this some time to evolve and focus on Dataverse tables for now. When creating a new table, give it a good name and also make sure the plural name makes sense. Avoid naming them equal. Let's call this one expense, and expenses for the plural name. Use the description to tell people what this table is all about. What is its purpose? This table will hold records from expenses. The Enable Attachments option will allow you to use the timeline component and add files and notes to the record. Now, expand Advanced Options and notice the schema name. Although you can change the display name after you created the table, you can't change the schema name. To do that, you would have to delete the table and create it again. I mention this because it's helpful to have a schema name that aligns with the display name. Next, you can choose the type of table, and standard is the one you will be using most of the time. The activity table is suitable for records regarding other records. A good example is the email table that is available out of the box. Another good example could be an accounts receivable action that you could create as a custom activity table. Now, virtual tables are meant to show data from other sources, just as discussed in table from external data, and elastic tables are meant for very large data sets in Azure Cosmos DB. Then you can decide on the record ownership, and you should leave this as user or team, as it will allow you for a better security model. This is not available though for virtual and elastic table. Those are organization ownership only. You can also choose an image for your table. Now, standard tables, they do come with an icon, but custom tables will get the same default icon, this jigsaw piece. Use a SVG or a PNG for this. Moving on, there are a few choices you should know about. Apply duplicate detection rules when you want to avoid duplicate entry of records. And remember, you can create your own rules to suit your needs. And also audit changes when you need to keep an eye on who is using your data and what changes were made. And also maybe check creating a new activity when you want to associate activities with the records of this table, such as emails or phone calls. You need to check this one. The option, going a bit back, leverage quick create form if available, is also a nice one if you want a more streamlined record creation experience. This option and the creation of a quick create form will make the table an option in the plus sign here on the top bar. Moving on, enable appear in search results. So this table records are included in search results. And before saving, please notice this primary column tab. This is where you set the name of the primary column, and this is important because this will be the lookup and the drill down column. By default, it is name, and this makes sense in many cases, but it might not be what you want. And though you can change the display name later, once again, you cannot change the schema name. After deciding on this, you can also set the column requirement and a maximum length for the same column. With all set, save the table. The table has just been created, but it is not empty. In fact, it has quite a few columns already. And this is really nice because these are important columns like created by, created on, modified, and so on. You now have a newly created table, and we can now start to expand it with new columns. And that's what we'll discuss in the next video. I hope you like this one, and I hope to see you soon. Bye!